Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer 3 video. Today we're going to speculate about a possible racial rework. Interestingly enough, this would only affect one of the sub-factions instead of the whole race. This would be for the Dark Elves, more specifically the Cult of Pleasure. So without further ado, let's begin. The Cult of Pleasure is a very interesting faction in Total War Warhammer. They are Dark Elves who spread Chaos Corruption, which may seem odd to fans of Warhammer Fantasy that only got to play editions such as 8th edition, but this is actually inspired from an earlier edition. They were inspired by the Cult of Slaanesh, a special Dark Elf army which was featured in the Storm of Chaos campaign. Rather than featuring a lot of new models or kit bashes as was popular in the Storm of Chaos, this was a combined army. Here you would field models of not only Dark Elves but also Warriors of Chaos and Demons of Slaanesh. The army list itself doesn't combine all three armies together, instead it mixes and matches to make something rather interesting. Here you're not getting the best of all the factions, instead you're getting a bit of a mix and match, which would actually be a very drastic change in the sense of Total War Warhammer. We have yet to see any proper hybrid factions barring the minor changes to Ark and the Black, but even then it's very small compared to this list. That being said, if a rework does come out, I'm expecting it more to follow Arkan's suit rather than a full actual rework. However, a speculation is always good and you never know, Creative Assembly might surprise us. But with that being said, let's check out the possible army list. First, we have the main character of this rework, which would be Morathi herself. Nothing would really change here. The only thing I'd really change is actually giving her some spells from the lore of Slaanesh, because in the Cult of Slaanesh army list, she can use spells from both Dark Magic and the lore of Slaanesh. Next, we'll move on to the Lord section, with the first one being the High Sorceress, a Lord level spellcaster variant which can use spells from the lore of Dark Magic or the lore of Slaanesh. This would be the first kit bash model, where the High Sorceress instead would not be able to ride a horse or a manticore, instead riding on a steed of Slaanesh. For the next Lord, we have the Druchii Anointed, which interestingly enough is a Dark Elf that wears Chaos Armor. For all intents and purposes, you can basically call it a Dreadlord with Chaos Armor. This is also a low-level spellcaster that would have access to the lore of Slaanesh or the lore of Dark Magic, but I'm assuming that that would be removed to make it a melee-based Lord instead. This character would also be given the choice of being able to ride a steed of Slaanesh. The hero choices would more or less be the same. There is a Noble, which acts as a lower version of the Druchii Anointed. Then there is the Sorceress, which acts as a lower level of the High Sorceress, with the only unique hero being an aspiring champion of Chaos, heavily armoured with the Mark of Slaanesh. But now we'll start looking towards the unit choices and we'll go through Core, Special and then Rare. First up we have the Dark Elf Warriors known as the Devoted of Slaanesh. Here we'd see all three variants, that being the Dark Shards, the Spearmen and the Sword and Shieldmen. The only thing different here is that they'd also have the Mark of Slaanesh. Next we would have the Shades, which would also have the Marks of Slaanesh. Then we would have the Marauders of Chaos, which would be basic Chaos Marauders. More than likely they would either have additional hand weapons or great weapons. And lastly, for core unit choices, we would have Demonettes. These are one of the few units that have still yet to be implemented into the Total War Warhammer series. Moving on to the special category, we have the Dark Riders, once again taking the Mark of Slaanesh. Cold One Knights, also with the Mark of Slaanesh. Yes, you'll be hearing the Mark of Slaanesh a lot in this video. Mounted Demonettes of Slaanesh, another new unit that is still yet to be implemented into the game. Bog Standard Warriors of Chaos, with the Mark of Slaanesh of course. And finally Chaos Furies, which interestingly enough aren't really a Slaanesh demon, they're more of a Demon of Undivided. And now finally we look towards the rare units, where we have the Spawn of Chaos, already in the game, Repeater Bolt Throwers, which are already in the game and will have the Mark of Slaanesh as per usual, and finally the Knights of Chaos, which we already have. As you can see, this army list is a true hybrid faction, taking some units from 3 different army books. Honestly, I think this would be super interesting to have in the game. Yes, there are some problems in regards to confederations, but we'll discuss that now. Right now, in terms of confederation, you can only confederate with that of the exact same army as you. However, there are mods that do exist that allow for differences. Say for example, there is a mod that allows you to recruit the Vampire Coast Legendary Lords as the Vampire Counts if they get defeated, so we know it's more than possible to actually allow this. So say, if you play as Morathi, you should still be able to confederate or recruit Malekith, Ballas Darkblade and all the others, and if you will play as one of the others, you should be able to confederate with Morathi. The only difference here is you would not get access to any of the unique units in their respective factions. I believe this could be the best way to go about things and have a truly unique sub-faction. Plus, if you're playing as one of the others, you'd have a bit more incentive to actually try and confederate with Morathi, wouldn't you? That way you can have access to at least one character with the lore of Slaanesh. Honestly, I think this is the best way to go about things, because that way it actually makes sense to have Morathi spreading chaos corruption. This could also be a way to implement sub-factions that are truly unique, which would give you more reasons to replay different races and factions. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd like to see what you guys think about this. I really want to see hybrid factions, just some minor ones, one-offs for different races, for like the Dark Elves and maybe the Empire and so on, because it will be rather interesting. But either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments below and let's start a bit of a discussion, shall we? Also, I'm very sorry at the moment that I've not been replying to many comments. I've been super swamped at work. We've just gone back to the office and yeah, I have to catch up with a lot. The lockdown's been weird, guys. It's been weird all worldwide. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below, we have various social media links, including Facebook, Discord, and Instagram, where you can get in contact with the Great Book team. Also in the description section below is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you can buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Purchasing from this link also supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. Honestly, it's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A special thank you to our patron Gibraltar LUSC for subscribing to us at our Fane level. Honestly, mate, you're super cool. And finally, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, commenting on these videos. The channel's been growing a lot lately and we're trying to get more and more content out for you guys. Plus also trying to keep active in the community. Honestly, it's amazing to be able to talk to so many Warhammer fans worldwide, and we hope that we can continue to entertain you for many years to come. But with that, my friends, thank you for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.